Sanity at the movies. That's what it is. Man, didn't sleep well last night. Can't remember my own shtick. Hey, happy holiday season. Happy Christmas, everybody. It's our end of the year roundup. We've decided to do a fun thing every year, which I'll introduce just as soon as I introduce the folk. The folk being myself, Nathan, your humble and obedient host. We got Ben, the preacher who's a teacher of cinema right there. And hi, Ben.
Hello, Nathan.
That's what he sounds like. Ben is busy. He's a busy little bee. He's collating the thing we're doing. And of course, We've got the pastor who's master of cinema right there, Jake Menzel.
Hey, that's me.
And Jake, you want to explain the premise behind what we're doing here?
Yeah, we were basically putting together the Sanity at the Movies top 100, or eventually top 100, I think. But the way that we will get there is by starting with our top 25 movies that we have reviewed on this show. So the criteria are we have to have watched it in the context of this show and reviewed it. And the way that we did it is we each came up with our top 25. We have a point system in place. We have revealed our top 25 to each other. Ben is tabulating right now as we speak the points and is going to reveal to us on air what the top 25 movies that we have watched so far are. Now, next year, we'll add another 24 movies to the pool of options and push probably quite a few of these movies off the list based on just some of the movies we've talked about seeing. But then we'll, over time, expand that list, maybe to 30 or 40 or 50 as we feel like, the quality of the list improves.
Sure. And probably as we knock a few more classics off, the top 10 will sort of probably start to solidify. It'll be a little harder to break into
that top 10. Yeah. Right now, it's not going to be hard to break into our top 10. We'll have, I think...
we haven't talked about Citizen Kane. In this version of Sanity at the Movies, which for long-time listeners, this is the only version we're counting. We have not talked about Citizen Kane. We have not talked about Casablanca. There's any number of shoe-ins that we just haven't...
Yeah, there are at least 2 or 3 movies that we've already slated in next year that all stand a great chance of breaking into the top 10. And that's just and we've not even filled out the whole spiel for next year.
Right. Well, that is true. So
Casablanca is on our list for next year. It will certainly be in the top 10, top 5 by the time we're done.
Yeah, almost certainly. So yeah, that's what we're doing. If it wasn't clear, we're averaging the results, basically. We had a point system, but we're averaging the results. So you're going to hear what comes out to the 25th most popular movie and so forth on average. And Ben, are you ready with the tabulations, my friend?
No, sorry.
Still working on it.
Yeah,
all right,
it's taking me a second.
All right, that's fine.
That's right. It's a lot to ask.
It's a lot.
You didn't have anything ready to go when we decided to do this. So.
Yep. So I guess me and Jake just have to fill airtime while we wait for Ben to tabulate.
Yep.
Got any deep thoughts about movies there, Jake? This is the Sanity at the Movies program.
Well, I think the thing that is interesting to me about what we're doing now is that based on the list that there are a lot of quality movies, the type of movie that make the AFI top 100 that aren't going to be on this 25, and there are going to be some surprises. And some of that's just based on, hey, let's actually just be honest about what we really actually like.
Yeah, I think we were all speaking from our hearts when we came up with these lists, speaking our truth. So yeah. So there's certain things like, for example, I can't really give examples without giving away a little bit but we'll talk about them as we go. There's one movie in particular that is a certified bona fide classic that one of us just does not like at all, and
it's true.
May not even make the list. Probably will make.
It's going to make the list.
It'll place really low on the list because that's what happens when you follow your hearts.
Yep.
Total crap and chaos ensues when you follow your heart.
Well, I think that there's a quality that is often missing from most lists of classic or great works of art, even novels. And it's one that we've sort of highlighted and made a point of highlighting on this show and on the Bookening. And that's just being cool and popular and fun and interesting to a wide range of people actually matters.
Yes.
And so I was having a conversation with somebody about this the other day because, they were trying to get into a Salman Rushdie novel. Salman Rushdie's kids novel, Haroon, or however you say that.
Oh, in the Sea of whatever.
Yeah. And they're just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I need somebody to explain it to me so I get it. And I was just like, no, you don't. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, that's okay. And then I explained how I just muscled through the latest from Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah.
The greatest living author.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I had to muscle through that one. It had its points, and it had its beauty, and it had its poetry, and it had all kinds of little things about it. But you know what? There's something to be said for just being likable and enjoyable. And a lot of people like to look down their nose at somebody like Stephen King, but he's enjoyable to read.
Yeah.
And sometimes Cormac McCarthy is not.
Nah, yeah, can't confirm.
And
I think by the time you hear this, you can go over to the Bookening and listen to our review of The Passenger, Cormac's latest, if you want to hear our take on that thing. But
that factors into the way that we evaluate movies too, right? Because there are all kinds of classics that are, that have all kinds of, artistic value, but, they're boring, or people just don't like them, or I just don't like them, or Nathan doesn't like them for whatever reason. It's like, well, that actually matters. That should weigh like it, if there is, if you can tick every box objectively, but the whole doesn't amount to something that you actually enjoy or want to watch, well, that's got to factor into the equation too.
Absolutely. It's not that there aren't such a thing as objective standards. It's not that everything's just everyone actually speaking their truth. That's not what we're saying. We are just saying that enjoyment, relatability, those things matter. Those are high on the list of what we're looking for.
So the kind of movie that you actually want to come back to and rewatch, put it on a rainy day, put it on as comfort food, put it on for the family.
Right.
Those are the kinds of things that, like, we weight those things a little bit more heavily than AFI or some other lists might weigh them.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I think it's important to do that, I think, because movies are, at the end of the day, an emotional medium. I mean, this is a form of art that is best suited for communicating a feeling more than an intellectual idea, more than anything else that art can do. Movies are about feelings. So you do have to actually factor your feelings into the mix. You can't pretend to be above it all and say, well, this is a glorious work of art that leaves me sterile and cold, and actually leaves the average audience member sterile and cold. I mean, that's just... Now, having said that, you should be listening to great podcasts like this so that you can expand your taste a little bit and your palate a little bit and learn to like a broader and more sophisticated and more challenging range of things.
Yeah, it's like anything, it's like with the Bookening. Classics are a classic for a reason, and you should at least understand what is objectively good about the classic that you don't like, and be able to evaluate whether or not your dislike of it is in fact the fault of the piece of art, or a fault in your taste, or a fault in your observations or standards, or anything else.
Right. And I think humility compels you to start with the premise that it's a fault in your taste. But you can very quickly move past that premise if you can find some evidence. Otherwise, Ben, you pulled down your microphone.
Yep.
It makes me think it's time for us to stop
It's-
vamping and time for you to start telling us.
You guys were vamping well, though. I don't know if you should really stop. Yeah, ready.
All right.
Gonna start
let's
from the
go.
bottom.
That's
Ready?
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Coming
20
in with 1 point. 1 point is Poltergeist.
Wait. That's number 25?
Well, okay.
Yep.
I was going to give you the
No,
entire.
Just
sorry,
cut all those
sorry.
out.
Okay. Hold on.
Yep.
hold on.
We'll just get the
Very
just
sad.
get the top 25.
Okay.
I think our listeners can know though. Poltergeist.
You got a
1
point. You got a point.
And let me just say, not from me. You might be tempted to stereotype. Oh, Nathan, he likes horror. Nope. Didn't give Poltergeist any points.
No points. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Do you want me to say the number of points, or just go from 25 on?
Go ahead and say the number of points.
Yeah.
Say
Okay.
25, and then give us the total number of points
All right.
received.
All right. At number 25, A New Hope with 14 points.
Wow. So the least. So it made our top 25. We definitely think it's better than Men in Black International, which, spoiler alert, not on this list. But it was the least of all the great movies that we've watched. Was Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Well, of the top,
Of the top 25.
Yeah.
It's better than all the other things that didn't.
well,
crack
it's
the top.
possible that somebody in this room didn't rank it.
Yeah, it's possible that somebody in this room was a little behind in his rankings, and his or her, who knows. rankings, and that we'll have a much more solidified.
Who would that be, Nathan? Can you tell me about this guy?
I don't know, man. All right.
So coming in at number 24 is Stagecoach with 15 points.
Stagecoach, a better movie than New Hope. In your face, Star Wars heads.
All right.
I'm happy with this list so far.
Yeah. Okay. Coming in at number 23 is The Shop Around the Corner with 17 points.
Hey, there you go. Shop Around the Corner made it onto the list, which is interesting because I do believe, without telling Taylor's Out of School, only one person actually
Put it on the list.
Put it
But
on
they
the
put it on
list.
high.
They
Right.
put it on high, which
Put it
I
on high.
support. And
Cool.
Hey, that's how this works.
Yeah.
I like it.
This is cool.
Can I say the only thing standing between it and I hate to be a meanie pants, but you swap out that girl and that movie jumps out. You
Yeah,
swap her out for
that's
someone
right.
with more charm and more chemistry with Stewart.
Yeah.
It really helps. I mean, I like her fine, but I think she's what holds that movie back a little bit because it is such a wonderful, charming movie. But she's a little stiff. I
All
don't know.
right. I want to. I'm gonna write this down. All right. So 25 was.
A New Hope. I'll send this to you if you want.
That's okay. I'm gonna enjoy the process of writing this down.
Okay. All right.
So
So-
New Hope was 25. Number 24 is.
Number 24 Stagecoach.
Stagecoach.
Yep.
And 23 is.
Shop Around the Corner.
Shop Around the Corner. I'm glad it placed.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad too.
Okay.
All right. Number 22 is The Philadelphia Story with
22.
19 points.
I'm going to say I'm a little surprised at the low
Yeah.
ranking of
me
the
too.
Philadelphia Story, but also not because that movie is a movie that doesn't quite pass the likability test that me and Jake were just talking about insofar as,
Someone didn't put it on their list.
well, yeah, there's that.
Which is maybe partly an oversight, but also partly an actual indicator.
I mean, I'm going to say
Yeah.
Hepburn is not a particularly likable personality, and that movie goes on for a long time.
I did really enjoy watching
I love that movie. I think it's
I do too.
it's a
but
great movie, but
It's not a movie that you're like, I really want to go watch the Philadelphia Story now.
I mean, for me, it's more, I am like, I want to watch the Philadelphia Story. And then on hour 4 with my wife asleep next to me, I'm like, well, maybe we should have watched something just a little faster than Philadelphia Story.
Mhm.
But it's a terrific movie. I'm glad it placed.
Yeah. Okay. That's Philadelphia Story. Numero. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, senor. Hold
Number
on.
21 is what we're up to.
Yeah, but Ben is messing things up.
Oh, no.
Yep.
It was the first time
And-
for everything.
Ben is. Yep, I appreciate that. For that grace. Ben is having quite a day and quite a week. Ben hates himself.
We love Ben, though.
I'm glad that you do. Okay, just one sec.
Don't tell me that Star Wars A New Hope is actually off the list.
No, I don't think so, but I do have to fix this.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Vamp, Jake, quick. How about that? We're pretending like we're recording that.
Love you like a tramp, like a video vamp.
I can't say I love you like a tramp or like a video vamp, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Every time you talk about vamping, that line from that song pops into my head. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's a modern song that goes, "Oh, she's sweet but a psycho," that goes through my head every time we've been talking about Psycho of late.
Well, you're a better man than me because you didn't reference it until I referenced.
I don't think either one of us would have referenced anything if we didn't have to vamp.
Yeah, that was 100% the reason why I dropped it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So number 21?
We're all good, yeah. So number 21 is Sleeping Beauty with 19 points.
Sleeping Beauty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Terrific movie.
Yeah, great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised it ranked low because it's not.
I mean, I should mention that that's tied with Philadelphia Story, right? Which also had 19 points. So this is kind of a
So you could have gone either way.
Yeah, you could have said either thing, but take that as you will.
Fair enough.
It's and also tied in position 20 or something like that is The Matrix, 99, of course, with
Hey.
19 points.
The Matrix placed. I'm happy.
Matrix did place. All right, number 19, Steamboat Bill Jr. with 22 points.
Very good.
Yeah. And in position 18, 2001: A Space Odyssey with 25 points.
Now, we could argue Let me just throw this out here before I forget about it.
Yeah.
We could argue for the ones that tie all occupying that slot. And
Yes,
then,
we
And
could.
then allowing them a few more things to place.
If you want to do that, you can.
Are there a lot of ties, or was that one of the only ties?
I see one other tie, and I only see one other tie.
I kind of want to do it. You guys want to do it?
You wanna you wanna let in other stuff that would just be on the bottom?
I realize we
Off
have to
the bottom?
backfill a little bit to do that, but
If you want to, sure. So
We
let
can
me-
do that.
Okay.
it feels arbitrary for Ben to just decide, like,
The
It is-
Matrix
it is-
ranks
it is
higher than the
arbitrary.
Philadelphia story.
Right.
well,
because-
that's why I said
yeah, no, I'm glad you.
All right.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying
yeah.
our system has to take that into account one way or another.
So
Okay, well in
number
that case
22 is a tie between the Matrix.
Well, no, if we're going backwards like that, then I have to backfill, right? To
Yes.
make it. So hold on 1 second.
Oh man, what's going to be
Okay.
granted entry this way?
Let me make sure that I didn't miss any other ties, but I don't think I did.
This is exciting.
Yeah, now you granted entry to like 4 other movies or something, or 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's hear him.
Yankee Doodle Dandy is in position 25 now with 4 points.
Yay!
Wait, no, hold on. Man, I suck. See, now I have to look for ties in these. Okay. Tied for position number 25 is Jurassic Park and Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Wow, a
There
great
you
double
go.
feature.
A great double feature. All right. And coming in at a well-deserved number 24 spot is Zack Snyder's Justice
All
League
right,
with 5 points.
it snuck on there.
It-
It's all my fault.
I'm happy about it. That was my fault. That one.
Well, I'm the one that made us do the whole tie thing.
Oh, I guess so.
or at least suggested it.
Okay. Well, Peter Jackson gets his revenge with Fellowship of the Ring coming in at
Guys, let's not do
position
the tie thing.
23. It's too late now, Nathan. Coming in with 9 points. Okay. Then we get A New Hope.
Okay,
It's number 22. Stagecoach, 21. Shop Around the Corner, number 20. And tied for position 19, Philadelphia Story, Sleeping Beauty, and The Matrix.
Wait, hang on.
Hmm.
My numerical list is all out of whack here
Hmm.
now, thanks to this nonsense.
More like Wacky Doodle Dandy, Lance.
Oh my goodness.
well played, sir. Well played.
Oh my goodness.
Only Jake could contrive to find as much irritation. All right, so
All right, Yankee Doodle Dandy and Jurassic Park are 25. Justice League is 24. Fellowship of the Ring is 23. Star Wars: A New Hope is 22. Stagecoach is 21.
21.
Okay, and number 20 is
Shop Around the Corner.
okay. Okay.
and then that
Number
the
19
awesome.
is The Matrix.
No, Philadelphia Story. Well, yes. The Matrix, Philadelphia Story, Sleeping Beauty. All 3.
What a three for.
Yeah.
I don't like this game we're playing here.
I don't know.
anymore.
Yeah, I'm having my regrets.
All right,
about
number 18.
introducing the
Let's
system,
go.
But,
Okay.
but there's only one more tie, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
All
Very
right,
good.
okay.
So Steamboat Bill is number 18 with 22 points.
Steamboat
So Bill Jr., excuse me.
Never cared for the
Now,
old man.
dang it all, Nathan, you know what he meant.
Do I, Jake? Do I? All right, number 17. 2001 A Space Odyssey.
2001: A Space
25
Odyssey.
points.
I just can't believe that the Snyder Cut didn't make it higher than A Space Odyssey, guys.
Yeah, I just can't believe Fellowship of the Ring even placed, and it's all my fault. So,
Uh,
I mean, I like Fellowship of the Ring just fine.
Yeah.
But come on.
yeah. Yep. Oh, well. We're all to blame somehow.
Yep.
Okay, number 16. North by Northwest.
North by Northwest.
27 points.
Love it.
Okay, number 15. Princess Bride with 30 points.
Princess Bride.
Yep.
Yes. It's amazing.
Yeah, just placed a little high in my opinion, but that's okay. I love the
It's
Princess
okay. I
Bride.
think you placed 2001: A Space Odyssey a little high, and I think you also placed Justice League a little high.
Yeah.
2001 is not high.
Well, you got to be a little high
It's
to
a
enjoy
genuinely great
2001.
movie.
What's a genuinely great movie?
2001.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much fun it is, but whatever. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Zero fun.
It's at least like 1.5 fun.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Hey, kids, who's up for 1.5 fun?
Out of 1.5, Nathan.
Out of 1.5
You didn't let me finish my
billion.
scale.
All right, number 14.
It happened one night
It happened one
with
night.
35 points.
All right. I'm glad that placed as high as it did.
I did like that one a lot.
It's a very good movie. Classic romantic film.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Got the Clark Gable and the Claudette Colbert.
All right, and tied for 13, our other tie here.
Unlucky movies here.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse
I knew it.
and Yojimbo.
And Yojimbo. Another great double feature.
Oh, they're both pretty fun.
Yeah.
It actually would be a fun double feature.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's 36 points. Okay, number 12, My Neighbor Totoro with 37.
I'm proud of My Neighbor Totoro for flossing so high.
Yeah. At 11, Safety Last with 40 points.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Good-
got way up there.
good times for
This is a
Safety.
super fun movie.
Yeah.
All right, top 10.
Okay, top 10. Here we go.
All right.
Empire Strikes Back, 41 points.
A very fair movie to be in the top 10.
Yep. Number 9, Beauty and the Beast, 43 points.
Can't complain about that either.
Number 8, I don't know what to think about this. I think it's bad, but that's okay. Psycho with 45 points.
I think it was 45 points. You can't deny the cinematic craft of Psycho.
No, you can't. All right, number
Well,
7.
it's one of
Yeah.
the only thrillers on the list, right? Although probably number 7 or something like that is the other one.
No, actually, you'd be surprised if you thought that, because you'd be wrong. Number 7.
Thanks.
Jake is always very surprised when he's wrong. It's the most surprising thing that can occur to the man.
Hey.
What? Because you're never wrong. It's a compliment.
Uh-huh.
I'm always surprised when Jake's wrong.
All right. Uh-huh.
Multiple times a day. I'm surprised. No. Kidding. All right.
Number 7.
Spirited Away,
Spirited Away, placing
51 points.
very high.
Wow. How did it play so high? I don't think it was in anybody's top 10.
I think we all put it in a high middle position, and that's actually a good way
enough.
That is a way to do it, yeah.
Okay.
So number 6 is Swing Time with 52 points.
to. Wow, Swing Time almost
Swing Time
cracked the
got
top
way up
5.
there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for Swing Time.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
And I don't think that the top 5 would surprise anyone, actually, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
Yay!
Just look at Nicolas Cage's knowing 5 times.
How did that happen? There's no explanation.
Just like the movie. The aliens did it. All right.
It definitely made somebody in this room's top 25.
I just forgot about it, or it might have made mine. Okay.
Number 5 is Jaws,
Jaws.
56 points.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise. Number 4, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 60 points. Number 3, what do you guys have to guess what these are going to be. Number 3. You don't have any choices. I guess once you guess number 3, we're done guessing.
Sound of Music.
You're correct. 60 points.
It was only whether Sound of Music or number 2. It was only which order those two would be.
That's
in,
right.
'cause I think we all know the number 1.
Number 2 is The Godfather,
Hooray!
68 points. And number 1, It's a Wonderful Life, 74 points.
All right.
That's a fun list.
Just for the benefit
That's
of
a
the
pretty fun
reader, of the
list.
listeners, I'm going to read the list now from top to bottom. So It's a Wonderful Life is our top movie we've ever watched on the show. Godfather's second top movie, Sound of Music, Raiders, Jaws, Swing Time. That's your top 5. Then you have Swing Time placing a wonderfully high number 6. Spirited Away also coming in, doing really well for itself. Psycho's number 8, Beauty and the Beast number 9. Number 10 is Empire Strikes Back. And then to quickly just read off the list. We've got Safety Last making a great appearance. My Neighbor Totoro, Spider-Verse, and Yojimbo split Unlucky 13. It Happened One Night, Princess Bride, North by Northwest, 2001, Steamboat Belle Jr., Philadelphia Story, Sleeping Beauty, and The Matrix, all vying for number 19. Shop Around the Corner, Stagecoach, New Hope, Fellowship of the Ring, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then the world's greatest double feature, Yankee Doodle Dandy and Jurassic Park. So I feel like thanks to me making us change the rules, we got a kind of dodgy lower part of the
That's
list
pretty
there.
dodgy.
Well, we have a dodgy catalog after about 20 movies. That's just this.
Yeah, I found it hard to actually populate 25 that I really believed in. Like, there was a number of movies where I was just like, well, I guess that's the best that can go there.
Although there are some movies that would be considered Stone Cold classics
That didn't make the cut.
Didn't make the list, like 12 Angry Men.
Which I did think about.
The other 2 Indiana Jones movies, there's an argument to be made for. At the very least, Last Crusade is
Kill
a
a
sentimental
Mockingbird.
favorite. That was never going to go anywhere near my top 25. I don't like the film.
Cinderella. Any of the Disney princess movies, actually, that we watched and reviewed.
So which Disney princesses made it? I guess Sleeping Beauty made it, and
Beauty and the Beast.
And Belle.
And I think those are the two. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Cinderella as much as anybody. But
In terms of movies I just super enjoyed, Justice League has to be at the top of recent superhero movies.
yeah, I'm glad it
I had
placed.
a lot of fun with it.
I don't
was
think
really
I
fun.
put it in my top 25, but I really liked it a lot. So any other surprises? No other Star
Top
Wars.
Gun Maverick didn't place. That was a surprise
That was
to
a
me.
shocker.
It was number 1 on my list, and it still didn't have enough points somehow. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Its name is Top Gun, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be at the top. It's right there in the title. No other Indiana Jones, no other Star Wars.
Mhm.
Nobody wanted to go to bat for any prequels or for any sequels of Star Wars. Nobody wanted to go to bat for Rogue One.
No.
Is there anything else that's weird that...
I actually think this worked pretty well. But I keep wondering if I'm forgetting something we did. I don't think so, though.
I think we managed to hit most of the highlights. I mean,
Yeah.
Thor, Love and Thunder, and Nope didn't make it.
Shockers there.
Shockers there.
Fantastic Beasts and the Northman. Neither. Return to Me is not on this list.
Oh no!
What happened?
I liked Return to Me.
Yeah.
There's lots of
very
movies. There's a lot of people that would have put Dune 2021 on their own list, but
Man, the only ones I even hesitated at for a second were No Time to Die and The Batman that weren't on our list.
yeah. Well, okay. So, what makes you most happy about the way things fell out, and what makes you least happy?
What makes me the most happy is a show like It's a Wonderful Life can be our number 1 without shame or apology.
Right.
A show like a
Mhm.
movie like The Sound of Music or Raiders of the Lost Ark or Jaws
Mm.
can be in our top 5 and maybe have a hard time getting out of our top 10 by the time it's all done. A movie
Yeah.
like Swing Time can be in our top 10. Those things make me really happy. The fact that certain movies like 12 Angry Men, which is a good movie, or To Kill a Mockingbird, which is a good movie, we didn't feel too much need or pressure to squeeze into our top 25. That made me happy. I'll say that I am the reason Stagecoach didn't place higher, but that's because I made my list before we watched, and it just didn't. I didn't go back and revise and put it in before I submitted my list. I think that would have placed and would have moved that up the list some. I think it's fun that we can be embarrassed a little bit by some of these things, but I don't think we should be. I don't think we should be embarrassed that The Princess Bride placed in our top 20. It's a really fun, unobjectionable piece of pop culture that's really in the zeitgeist. Anybody
Mhm.
can quote it. You can show it to your kids. It's
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 little girls that are too
Genuinely
young
funny.
for movies. What's the first movie on this list that I'll probably show them? It's not my favorite movie on this list, but Princess Bride probably is one of the first movies they'll see. I guess some of the animated stuff too.
Mhm.
But
you'll show them Beauty and the Beast first.
yeah,
but
true. But Princess Bride, I guess as far as the live action, I was certainly going to see that before they see The Godfather. They got to be at least 6 or 7 before we watch that. So,
exactly. Yeah. But how long till you show them Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
did you say your biggest disappointment with the list yet,
My biggest disappointment with the list?
or criticism?
I think the fact that Justice League placed higher than Jurassic Park or Yankee Doodle Dandy or any number of Aladdin, any number of the other movies that we...
Here's what I think happened. I think it would be telling tales without a school to say Ben did not watch Yankee Doodle Dandy back when we watched it.
True.
He just didn't appear on that podcast for whatever reason. I think it was just a scheduling thing. And so Ben has never seen Yankee Doodle Dandy. Had he, I think Yankee Doodle Dandy had a good chance of placing a little higher. Jurassic Park, it's interesting that Jurassic Park placed so low.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think I just felt like, that was all right.
I mean, I love Jurassic Park, but it is not the movie that most of these other movies are, just in terms of...
But would you say it's not the movie that Justice League is? I mean...
I'm tempted to, because Justice League...
Which are you most likely to go back and watch? Which are you most likely to go show your kids?
Well, the fact is, right now, Justice
Well.
League, just because I've seen Jurassic Park so much, which isn't fair. But if we're just...
Yeah, but when your kids are 12, 13, 15...
Yeah, I mean, Jurassic Park is more appropriate than Justice
You will
League.
pull back and show them Jurassic Park, and you'll forget that Justice League ever existed by that point.
Maybe so, but Justice League...
Justice League is a movie that I occasionally think It's 4 hours, so I'm not going to do it. But man, I would like to watch that again. That movie has a lot of really cool stuff.
I think the same thing, but I also think that about The Batman or No Time to Die, which also didn't make the top 25.
Right. I think all three of those are things that I would have been okay with appearing on the top 25. No Time to Die, I think, is not the best of the Craig Daniels movies. Craig Daniels?
Craig Daniels.
Craig Daniels of the Craig, Daniel
Right.
movies. If Skyfall, if we'd reviewed Skyfall, I would have an easy time voting that one up more than No Time to Die.
Yeah, well, Skyfall's
Skyfall's
kind of
just
special.
the best modern James Bond movie, I'd say.
And one of the best spy thriller type movies ever.
Yep. I would
mean,
say
I have a hard time placing anything. I mean, you could make an argument for a Bourne or something like that if you wanted.
I
but-
would. I enjoy the Bournes more than Skyfall, or I used to. But
I just think Skyfall's so beautiful. I mean, just the cinematography alone gets major points for me. Just when his ancestral home's on fire and
Yep.
Javier Bardem is stalking him
Stalking
through
him
the
through the
darkness.
thing. That
It's
whole
just
thing
so,
it ends in the chapel.
so gorgeous.
It's really,
Yeah.
really great.
It's just like,
Everything from that whole final sequence where the helicopter shows up and just
yeah,
and
that's
they've booby trapped the place and
Mhm.
everything about that whole ending is just really cool.
yeah, it's not a
It's
movie
really
that
fun.
like grabs me emotionally as much as a lot of things, maybe even as a Bourne, but just in terms of the craft on display, like the Shanghai sequence and the final assault on Skyfall, just really cool stuff. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Skyfall. Ben, what's your biggest happiness about this list and your biggest disappointment?
oh, I mean, I think Jake expressed it well. It's nice that there's a lot of there's It's a Wonderful Life at the top, and then there's kind of a lot of fun diversity
Yes.
in it, and I like that a lot. I think it's fun. I'm happy that Yojimbo's on this list.
Yeah, and placed fairly high.
It plays pretty high.
It's in
Yeah,
the top
that's-
half, I guess, or I guess it's just below the top half. Or
Yeah.
it's right on the pivot point.
I like Japanese movies a lot. There's 3 of them on this list. That makes me happy. The silent movies make me happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Just
nice that
cool
we all
stuff.
like the silent movies enough that they placed. Like,
Yeah.
we're not recency snobs. It just makes me feel like we're doing a good classic movie podcast and following our hearts. Yeah, I mean, my quibbles would be, it is a little silly, this last chunk of Fellowship of the Ring, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Mhm.
I don't really dispute either one of those being on there, but the fact that they're both ahead of Yankee Doodle Dandy and Jurassic Park is...
I'm sure that's not fair on some level, but I saw Justice League. I've seen it once. I've seen Jurassic Park several times, and Justice League was like what I wanted to. It was the shot of adrenaline or whatever that I wanted a superhero movie to be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have some affection for it that may not be justified over time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Jurassic Park was my favorite movie when I was a whatever-year-old boy, and I've seen it so many times. It's just like, if I hadn't, I'm sure Jurassic Park might be placing in the top 10. Like, I might have upvoted it a lot.
Yeah, it's not. It's just. It's not that Jurassic Park belongs in any top 25 of movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's that
The other ones
none
don't.
of these last 20, none of these last 3 or 4 do.
Well, we just have to. I mean, we have our selection, narrow selection to work from.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that people have to understand about this list is it's going to change a lot.
Yeah, it'll be completely different a year from now.
And if we were going to redo it a week from now, frankly, it
would
might change a
change,
lot.
yeah.
Because, and there are things that I think might actually, by dint of their achievement today, like what I'm thinking of is Swing Time placed number 6. And that's so awesome that I think we might be tempted to make it stay there, even
Yeah,
though
I
it wouldn't
think
have
so.
occurred to any of us to put it that high originally. But I love the fact that it managed to snowball like that. And
we might put Justice League at like number 18 or
Right.
something.
we might put...
Well, the thing about a movie like Swing Time and it placing so high is it just showed up out of the past, it's just like, who does movies like that anymore?
Right.
And would you want, as a representation of that genre and as in a genre that doesn't even exist and can't possibly exist anymore, it's like, it is a special movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, there you go, folks. That's our top 25 for the year. We're recording this episode a little bit earlier if you haven't figured that out. So I don't know if it's our last episode of 2022, but if it is, sayonara. Have a happy new year. I suspect this is probably our last episode of the year. I think that's the idea, at least. So I suppose we also didn't tabulate any Scrooge movies in here, but I don't think that would have changed very much for yours truly at the very least.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up, gentlemen?
No.
Nah.
All right, folks. Wow, Jake, you've got 25 movies worth.
And I
like
know
30
which one
movies
it's
worth.
going to be this time.
Right,
I didn't even think about it. I just looked at the list and I knew.
You looked at the list and you knew. All right, well, it's time for the rest of us to know as I hit this music. Until next time.
Merry Christmas, you wonderful building and loan.